The Call Is Now. Book 1 of the Spirit's Files series. By W.L. Rodrigues. Chapter 2. The Journey Begins. Since 2024, a gentle yet undeniable transformation began to unfold within me. It started quietly, a growing curiosity for spiritual books, channeled messages, and videos that spoke of the soul's eternal journey, of higher realms, and of the divine presence that lives in all things. What began as interest soon became a calling, a deep inner pull that could no longer be ignored. As I immersed myself in these teachings, I noticed subtle shifts happening in my daily life. Old habits that once seemed harmless began to feel misaligned with this new frequency I was tuning into. I stopped drinking coffee, not out of obligation, but because I realized my body craved a gentler rhythm. I stopped eating meat, moved by a new sensitivity toward life and a desire to honor all beings as expressions of the same universal source. My prayers became deeper, no longer a list of requests but sacred conversations. Moments of silence, gratitude, and communion with the divine. I began to see beauty where before I had seen routine. The way the sunlight filtered through the leaves, the sound of rain, the presence of another soul. All of it began to shimmer with meaning. Life, in its simplicity, became a teacher. And perhaps most profoundly, I began to practice patience. Not just as a virtue but as a spiritual discipline. I realized that the universe moves in perfect timing, and my role was not to rush, but to align. Each delay became an opportunity for surrender, each challenge a chance to anchor my peace more deeply. These shifts were not about perfection, but about presence. They were signs that something sacred was awakening inside me, a remembering of who I truly am and of the luminous path that had always been beneath my feet, waiting for me to walk it with awareness. The weeks that followed my strange dream were marked by a deep reflection and moments of silence. There was something new in my heart, a kind of peace that enveloped me like a light mantle, but also a gentle calling, almost like a constant whisper, reminding me of the greatness of that experience. I knew I couldn't simply go on as before. Something within me had changed forever. It took me a few weeks to truly absorb the message and allow it to take root. Each day seemed to bring a new fragment of understanding. During that time, I realized that my response to the calling could not be rushed. It was necessary to find the right moment, the right space, both inner and outer, so that everything could flow naturally. Throughout those days, I felt the constant presence of my spiritual mentor and the beings who had appeared in my dream. Who were they? Their language during the prayer was like nothing I had ever heard. It was almost like it was from another planet. And what was I ready for? Even though these were still enormous open questions, it was as if an invisible bond connected us, and I knew I could count on their guidance. I prayed many times, asking for wisdom to make the right decision. And gradually the idea took shape. I decided that mornings would be the ideal time. Those first hours of the day, before the start of the workday, had always carried a special energy. Also, Tuesdays and Thursdays naturally emerged as the perfect choice, with their gentle rhythm and pockets of time free from urgency. They felt like an open invitation to the sacred. Once I had made my decision, I offered a prayer. As I laid in bed before sleeping, I took a deep breath and spoke to the mentors and friendly beings. With calm and sincerity, I shared my plan. "I'll be ready," I said softly, "on Tuesday and Thursday mornings, before I begin my day. I've chosen these moments because I want them to be filled with peace and intention. I hope we can meet during these times, that we may work together." When I finished, I felt an immense lightness, as if the universe had accepted my proposal. There was something solemn, yet incredibly loving, about that moment. It was as though the lingering doubts that still haunted me had melted away, leaving only the certainty that everything was unfolding exactly as it should. I just couldn't expect that the journey that was beginning wasn't just a task or a commitment. It was an encounter with something greater than myself, something that transcended my understanding. The journey into the unknown officially began, and something extraordinary was about to unfold.